Welcome everybody to the weekend shortlist. This is something I'm going to try and do every week, put it on YouTube, make it a bit of a thing. I think it'd be interesting each week if I can set some sort of context around the shortlist. So what are we trying to achieve? And then you can, watch me build it. We can learn from it. We can look at it maybe on the Monday or something, or I'll just, post updates on Twitter about it and stuff, just see how it's doing. We can just keep going with it. So the first one I'm going to do is for a double chance for the away teams. So strong away teams or away teams that are capable of getting a result, but the odds might be decent enough for us to go for double chance, or maybe create a double chance bet or something along those lines. Straight away, I'm going to actually add some probability values here. So this is using the probability model, and I'm just going to say 35%. Okay, so the probability model is giving it a rating of 35% or more for the victory. Next up, I will add a rule for the home team. So we're going to go for conceded 0.5 goals at home. And we'll just, again, put this to 40%. You can see I'm sort of not going crazy here. I'm just trying to narrow down the games so that we get a short list we can explore. We need to make sure the away team is actually pretty decent. So let's say they picked up at least 1.4 points per game on the road. We'll also look at the total goals scored in the last 10 games. Overall, and just say, they've scored in at least 7 of the last 10. So as I was saying before, you can search and then just see the results and get a feel. So these are the games today. This is a Thursday as I record this. Going to be putting this video out on the Friday, so we might as well look at the next 5 days. You can see we get some games for Friday now. And what I'll also do is just go over any games that I find that are interesting in this video, because this Middlesbrough game I've come across from the trends page. It's an interesting game because Middlesbrough, in terms of goals, you can see they're 6.57 per game on the road. They have scored in every game. In fact, BTTS has landed in every single away game they've played. Now, usually that's interesting on its own, right? Enough to make you look. But when you look at Derby, they are one of the worst teams playing this weekend, if not just in general in the UK. Derby's under 21s. They've lost every single home game. They've conceded 6, 3, 2, 1, 4, 5. So for me, I think I've already got an alert set on this, but I'll just show you what I would do, because obviously the odds, as we can see for BTTS, not available yet. We can just go to the group to find it a little bit quicker. And BTTS, let me know if it hits 1.6, and then I'll just monitor it, obviously, just once it becomes available. Now, because we did have a market in mind, you can hit 2 on your keyboard. You can hit 3 on your keyboard, and it will show you the odds in the stat scroller. If you're on desktop, like I am, or on mobile, you can also click this, and it'll just show you, so you can just, go back to stats, go back to the peak odds, in-play peak odds, or just the normal odds. So for this double chance, we're looking at games where the odds are kind of like this rather than like this. We don't really want away teams that are really strong favourites, do we? So let's add another rule then. So this is part of the exploration, part of the building of a filter. We can actually just set a rule on the double chance, but I actually just want to set one on the away win. So if the away win is evens or above, and we save that, it's still going to look for the next 5 days. And we now get games where all of the away teams are evens or above, and you can see that that's it for the next 5 days. This is our short list of games. So let's look at this. Let's see how it does and research some of the games. You can press 5 on desktop to switch to the probability model, and it'll show you the outcomes that it's give for each situation. So home win, we can see that in Germany here, they're 4th, and they're playing 14th, and they're above evens at least, because that's what we set as a parameter. We can go and have a quick look at this game. They've won 50% of their away games, 0 goal difference. They're playing a very good home team. They're playing a home team that has drawn a few games though, which would, that would be good for us. So take that into account when you're looking at double chance. And it is just look at that. You wouldn't necessarily bet against them, would you? If we look at the head-to-head, the last game was a 1-1 draw in 2022. So they are evens for the win, and that's because of that home team. Granted, you know, they're a decent home side. Again, second place in the league, but they're over evens. They've won 53% of games, so just a few more than the previous team we just looked at. And this team, 2 draws in a row, we'd take that, wouldn't we, for the double chance again? This team's in good form, but again, draws creeping into both of these teams. So that'd be another interesting one. Low scoring games in the last couple of meetings. I mean, the last meeting is the only one you should look at, because before that it was 2016. A red card in both of those head-to-heads that we just looked at. The last game as well, the most recent head-to-head, had a red card. Finally, we'll check out Wycombe Wanderers. Now, I haven't been following them since they lost Ainsworth to QPR, but I have been following Ainsworth at QPR, and it doesn't seem to be going too well. Charlton, on the other hand, unbeaten in 3, scored in all 3 of those games. At home, not so good, is it? So this is one that potentially would do for us for the double chance. It's certainly one that I would look at a little bit further. So that is the shortlist, and that's how you can narrow down an idea and filter through thousands of games. Even on an international break, there's still thousands of games being played across the world at the weekend, and you can cut through them with an idea. So with a market, with a niche, try and work that way. Have an idea about the outcome of a game when you start to work with these filters, and then you can build on them. So easy to just come back and tweak them as well. And if we wanted to take this off and just search again, I'm sure there would be more results, because the probability model is doing a lot of the heavy lifting there in terms of the outcome. So you can see there we've got a lot more games now. So probability model, because of how powerful it is, it's a good place to start. So I'll add that back on, 35%, and then we should get the games that you see in the shortlist. So to share the shortlist, and I'm going to do this right now, you click share at the bottom right, and we're going to just say weekend shortlist, hit save, and then there we go.